Lost my job at Aston Villa, which was really tough because I found the last 6 or 7 games really tough because I felt like I couldn't pull it back. And it's frustrating when you're in that position. You're working harder, you're doing more, and you just can't pull it back because you know that the dressing room's maybe not going to help you pull it back. But I lost control of it quickly, and it deteriorated quickly, and I found it hard to get it back. That was tough and frustrating.
Steven Gerrard, one of the most incredible footballers of a generation.
Probably like myself, Lampard and Scholes, we're all different.
Well, now you brought us there, who's better? I've played with him for many years, but when he sits down for this episode of Rio Meets, I'm still learning new things.
He was an animal. Yeah, he was a nasty piece of work. He was a nasty piece of work. We were a pair of devils on the pitch, if you like.
Little staffs.
The Manchester United lads and Alex Ferguson now were rubbing their hands together.
Oh, you thought that at the time?
Was that true?
He's refreshingly honest about some big parts of his career, and some others too.
I think we were all egotistical losers. The Chelsea thing is exactly the same. It makes me feel shit. There's not many better than Roy Keane when I judge a midfielder.
Do you agree with the stick he got there?
I can understand it from being in Trent's shoes. And you know the stick he got? So what? I got it. The next person that flirts with Real Madrid or Barcelona or blah blah, they're gonna get stick. We play a game with millions and millions of people that are paying good money, or they're all on social. You're gonna get a bit of stick.
So enjoy witnessing a side of Steven Gerrard that you won't have ever seen before.
He would have everyone terrorised in the Premier League. I'm telling you right now, he'd be the best midfielder in the Premier League, hands down. I probably wouldn't. You helped me get sent off, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yeah, I said so a few things.
You're like Clouseau, weren't you, the ref?
Hey mate.
How are you? You okay?
Good, yeah, you?
Good to see you.
And you alright, yeah? Good to see. It's a bit closer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice. How you doing?
Great, all good.
Family good?
Excellent.
Granddad now, isn't it?
Yeah, granddad, yeah.
A
few more grey hairs.
That's unbelievable. Youngest looking granddad I've seen, I think.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a shave, maybe. If you have a shave. But no, brilliant, mate. Really good summer. Lily had the baby. Both healthy, both fine. So, really proud granddad. Yeah.
Oh, good. We were talking about you before with Michael. You seen the stuff we done with Michael a little while ago?
Yeah, seen it, yeah. Explosive, wasn't it?
Yeah. You came out, you touched me, didn't you? You messaged me.
I messaged you.
Yeah.
No, it was a great interview, by the way.
No,
really
cheers.
Good.
Thank
really
you.
Good.
But what I wanted to ask you about him is like, is that the Michael Owen you know though? Because a lot of people, sometimes he gets viewed in a different way to actually the way I see him. Because I'm always around him as a off screen.
Well, I come through the whole system with him from a football point of view. So I would have met Michael at 8 years of age. I know the mentality of the player. I know the level that he got to. And I think the interview was really honest. But I think it was also Michael reminding people, don't forget about me.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because a lot of people get, in my opinion, too much credit for the careers they've had. And I think in Michael's case, he doesn't get enough credit. Especially in the period where he touches on a lot from 17 to 23 before he got the big hamstring injury. He was as good as anyone in terms of being a striker. And the thing that people maybe don't know about Michael is they see this little small centre forward who's this, pretty boy, family man, blah, blah, blah. He was an animal.
Yeah,
he was a nasty piece of work. He was a nasty piece of work.
I remember managers, even when we was young, at Lillishire, etc., having to take him off or tell him to calm down because he'd want to smash people.
Yeah, well, we were a double act. I can't say that it was all it was all Michael. I used to back him up a lot, and he used to back me up a lot. We were a pair of devils on the pitch, if you like.
Little staffs.
We were. He was the first press, and I was right in behind him. But we were two tenacious, competitive, small footballers coming through because we were both small, but we had this mentality where we didn't like to get beat. That's the bit that got Michael the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion. Not just the goals and the speed. It was the hunger and the devil in him. There's a devil in Michael Owen from a football point of view.
Yeah, there is.
And let's have it right. There was a period of 3-4 years where he was up there with the best.
It's weird because obviously you've played. You would have seen on there one of the big talking points was the Michael Owen versus Wayne Rooney chat that come out the back of it. And there's probably no one better placed actually than yourself to be able to kind of dissect as teenagers. Where would you sit?
I don't think they're in the conversation to compare against directly each other. That's not me sitting on the fence, because Wayne Rooney's the best player I played with for England, hands down.
Is he? Yeah?
Because he can do so many things. And I don't see Wayne as a number 9. I don't see him as a number 10. I see him as an all-round attacker, because he can occupy a back 4 or a back 5 on his own. And the only other striker I've seen do that is Luis Suarez. So Wayne's in the Suarez conversation for me. They're direct thing.
That's more of a comparison for you,
for me, because they're similar.
And a Torres and an Owen would probably
and I'd
be
say
more
Torres and Owen are more.
Yeah.
Probably like myself, Lampard and Scholes. We're all different. But because we're attacking 8, people debate it more than any other debate in the world, which I understand.
Well, now you brought us there, who's better?
That's all, I always back myself.
Yeah?
Always back myself.
Yeah, good.
But I love Frank Lampard as a player, because I love his hunger for goals. He was the best at arriving in the box, his timing, his hunger for goals as an attacking midfielder.
Numbers.
I think he probably outshines myself and Scholesy in terms of that hunger for goals and being obsessed on the thing. If you're talking about someone who can run a game, who you can't get near when he's at his best, control a game, looks silky, great on the eye, he probably looks better on the eye, Scholesy. But me, as a young boy, and coming up as a young kid, I'm the midfielder. I didn't start out to be an attacker or a defensive midfielder. I just want to be a midfielder. And a midfielder for me is you can do everything. And that's how I tried to grow and evolve and become. And I personally don't. I'll back myself against anyone in the world. If you're looking at every component of a midfielder, defensively, attacking, transition, for and against, if you're marking and judging a score on every component of being a midfielder, I'll go against anyone.
I love that. I'll go against
You know
what? It's mad because like Americans do this, and it's normalised. In America, if you're champion for backing yourself and going, actually, no, I am the best. It's weird because in our country, it's a little bit like, oh, well, he's a bigger. That's what Michael Owen was getting because he's backing himself. You're not going to get that because you don't divide opinion as much as someone like Michael. But it's refreshing to see someone actually go, no, listen, I do actually genuinely think I'm the man.
There's types of midfielders, there's types of defenders. Like, I get asked the question a lot with you and John Terry, for example. And I think you're different. You both play centre-half, which is weird. You both play in the same position, blah, blah, blah. I thought you were great together. But you're very different. The more frustrating thing for me about the debate, when I hear it a lot, is why hasn't there been someone over a 15-year period that's made us work together?
Yeah. Well, I was going to come to that, but you took us there again. It's true.
Why? How? And that's all. That's on me as well, because at times underperformed and blah blah blah. And I'm sure Frank will hold his hand up. Scholes, they're all honest lads. But
do you not think the system sometimes facilitates players?
A two doesn't work with them 3. A 2 doesn't work. So.
Or does one of you have to sit out?
Yeah, one of us. If you're playing the system that a lot of the coaches played, I think someone had to have the courage to say, well, Stephen, it's not you today, or Frank, or Scholesy. Putting Scholesy on the left and me on the right, or me on the left, or asking one of us to be holding just a sitter takes a lot away from any of us. But I think we could have played. I think we could have played together. I think we could have tactically been coached over a period of time for it to work, because I believe we had the football IQ and intelligence to adapt and make it work together. But there's a bigger problem with England, in my opinion. I think we were all egotistical losers. Yeah. Because I watch the telly now and I see Carragher sitting next to Paul Scholes on this fan debate, and they look like they've been best mates for 20 years. And I see Carragher's relationship with Gary Neville, they look like they've been mates for 20 years. I'm probably more close and friendly with you now than I ever was when I played with you for 15 years. So why didn't we connect when we were 20, 21, 22, 23? Was it ego? Was it rivalry? Was it... Why are we all mature enough now and at stages in our life where we're closer and more connected now? Why couldn't we connect as England teammates back then? And I think it was down to the culture within England that we were all never connected, all in our rooms too much. We wasn't friendly or connected. We wasn't a team. No. We never at any stage become a real good, strong team.
Did you enjoy that? Hated it. I didn't enjoy it.
Hated the rooms. In my early days, I'd have days where I was down, like low down, like I'm in this room for 7 hours. What am I going to do? There was no social media, no like, didn't have a DVD player, and it was channel 1 to 5 or whatever it was. It was I used to get low and down. I used to love the games. I used to love playing for England. Really proud. I used to enjoy the training sessions, but it was 90 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And then I was just on my own in London or in
the middle of nowhere,
Romania or wherever, and I was just thinking, I'm in this room from now till I have half an hour dinner till the next day. It was like I didn't feel part of a team. I didn't feel connected with my teammates with England. I didn't feel that. With Liverpool, they were the best days of my life. When I used to go abroad with Liverpool, or I used to go to an away game with Liverpool, I felt part of a team. I felt like the staff looked over me, like I felt special. I felt like I couldn't wait to get there. With England, I just wanted the games and the training sessions and then to be away.
I think our problems was, a number of problems, but the main ones was Liverpool, Man United and Chelsea.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I felt like the last 1 or 2 days of the 10 days, you could feel a connection coming, but then the games would be done.
That's true.
The games would be done. There was a little bit more of a connection during the tournament because you'd be living together a little bit more. But I think Gareth Southgate is underrated for how he connected the England team. Because for me, the talent was there. The talent was there, the players were there. The level of games we were all playing at was there to go and do better than what we did. I think we had a little bit of bad luck with the penalties or whatever. We have to take responsibility, but I've got a big frustration when I look back at England that we never done better. And I think it's a combination of different things, but one of the big things for me was we wasn't a team.
No.
We were a group of individuals with talent, and it never works like that.
I felt there was an underlying like bitterness between us.
Yeah, bitterness, a little bit of hate, a little bit of hatred, a little bit of like, we want to do yous. But when you think about it now, looking back at the age I'm at and having gone through a bit of coaching, it's quite
immature, isn't it?
It's a bit immature, but also should there have been more emphasis on the staff to go towards, listen, you need to forget that now. We need to connect from day one, more activities, more out of your rooms, more time together. Because I think if we'd have been more of a team, more together, and liked each other more, I think it would have come out in the performances more.
Yeah, I agree. Just to take you back, like talking about, well, everyone talks about you in such glowing terms. And I was thinking before I was sitting with you, it's like, well, when did you actually feel that you were going to be a player?
I think in terms of playing for Liverpool's first team, I first realised I had a really good chance at 13 because I was offered a really long contract. I was offered a contract at 13, 2-year schoolboys, 2-year apprentice, and a 3-year professional. So I knew at 13 I was going to get close all around the first team squad. But from a young age, I knew I was good enough to be in any game of football that I was put in. I've got an older brother who's 2 years older, so I was always around older kids, getting knocked about, getting toughed up, getting beat a lot at different sports, table tennis, pool, snooker, in the street, whatever game you could play. And I suffered, I got tortured by all older kids and my brother, and that made me more determined, more resilient, more stronger.
Did that shape your mentality?
Hated losing. Yeah. Hated losing at anything. And I think having talent around that competitive gave me a good chance to go on the journey.
Talking about losing and not winning and not being able to win when you're a kid and your brother's really like putting their foot on your neck a little bit as a kid. How did you manage was you always good at managing your anger? Because you
No, and I think even during my career, I look back now and there's moments where I wish I managed it better. Where it got the better of me, frustration and.
You weren't a shouter though, was you? You'd do something.
Yeah, no, it'd be an action. Yeah, it'd be an action. I've never been a shouter, and I'm not now. It'd be an action in football terms. So it'd get the better of me. I'd go and kick someone, or I'd, be on the wrong side of where you need to be. And I look back and regret some of the things I've done. I came on against Manchester United once for 30 seconds, got sent off. You helped me get sent off, didn't you? Didn't you?
I said so a few things.
You like Clouseau, weren't you, the ref? You were good at that.
Green card, red card, red card.
So yeah, I regret some of them moments, them red cards and stuff. But I also think that it was that inner drive and resilience and competitive spirit that also helped me to be the player I was.
And it's when you walk into that dressing room of first team players, and there's big players in there like Robbie Fowler, Jamie Redknapp at the time, and others. Jamie's actually the first one who told me about you at England. He said, we've got a kid coming through, you never believe what he's like. But what's your mindset going in there to try and put your imprint in their minds that I can play here?
So I went into the first team dressing room. Obviously, Cara and Michael helped me a lot because I was around the younger dressing room a little bit, so they knew me a bit. Davey Tomo, Danny Murphy, they helped me a lot. But the likes of Fowler, McManaman and Redknapp, they were my heroes. I had their names on my shirts. I'd done their boots as an apprentice. I couldn't have had any more respect going into the Liverpool's dressing room in terms of them as people and players. But I had something where in my own mind and in my quieter times, where I used to look at them and think, I'm coming for all of you. I had this thing where I'd be very polite and got nothing but respect for all them as people and guys, but I used to think, I'm at this moment now where it's now or never for me. If I want to play for Liverpool for a long period of time and I want the career that I want to have, whoever's there, in my own every single day training, I'm thinking no one's getting in the way of me. I have to prove I'm better than Paul Ince, Jamie Redknapp, Danny Murphy and Davey Thompson. They were the four that I used to get in my car every morning and I think I've got to be better than them today.
Would they have known that?
I think they'd have felt it in training in terms of me competing against them. They'd have felt it, but I've never said it to them. I don't think you'd have to do that. I think you'd have to prove it.
What about becoming a leader in the change room as well? Because obviously you become the captain of Liverpool. You're a Liverpool lad. You're a local kid. How when you're given the armband like that, what's that feeling as a local kid? You've been on the terraces there watching your team.
There's probably numerous occasions where I've had a feeling which has been undescribable. Lifting trophies is one of them. But when I got called into the office and Phil Thompson and Hule were there and they said to me, you're going to be the full-time captain of Liverpool, is one of the most special and best feelings I've ever had in my life. Where your body, just your out-of-body experience, the hairs on your neck, you have this flush, incredible feeling. Probably came a little bit young. I still had loads to learn. I didn't feel like I was that vocal leader that you probably needed to be to captain a Liverpool dressing room. But all the way through my younger amateur teams and through the system at Liverpool, I think I tried to play in a certain way, in a certain style that led. That's the way I try and play. And I think that's what got me the armband, rather than looking at me and going, oh, he's vocally ready, or he's mature enough or experienced enough to be the captain of Liverpool. I think the way I played and my style gave me the opportunity. Then I had to grow, learn on the job, evolve. And having the likes of Redknapp, Sami Hyypiä, Jamie Carragher, them players, they helped me a lot in the initial period.
I've heard loads of players talk about being at Liverpool and under your kind of captaincy, talking about they were actually in there trying to impress you more than the manager at some times.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that's the...
But did you ever feel that? Like, because I always say to my mates, I've got loads of Liverpool supporters and mates, and they always ask me about Steve. I say, you know what? Forget being a footballer. He's got quite an aura sometimes. Yeah,
but I think looking into the Manchester United dressing room from afar, I would probably say the likes of yourself, Roy Keane, definitely. I'd say Giggs. Looking at Giggs from afar, I would say. And even your Scholes, I'd say there's a core of players in every dressing room where a new signing has to impress and start well. Yeah. Because you know, as well as I do, we talk. The first thing me and you say, if we're in the same dressing room, say Liverpool, for example, the player comes in, he has a nightmare in his first session, we're going, you didn't start well. Or like Alonso came in, for example, and just went, bang.
Did he, yeah?
First thing, Cara comes in and goes, whoa, we've got a player here. So you have them conversations. So
you make quick judgments as well, don't you?
And I think the core of any dressing room, they have the respect and, you know, the feeling in the dressing room where I think new players and new signings or players coming through the youth system, they should have to impress that core of players. They should have to prove that they're good enough and that they're going to help the team.
And seeing the way that you take over games at times and dominate games, I look at my career and think it's probably like when I was 20, 22, where I felt I could dominate an opponent quite consistently, or get into a game where I don't feel like I'm going to be challenged because I'm really on it. When did you start feeling that not invincible, but that real confidence in your performance?
Well, I in my early years, I was always compared to Roy Keane, your Patrick Vieiras, and I was 19, 20, 21 probably when they were in their peak, I would say. And I didn't really feel like a proper man at the time. I didn't feel like I was finished in terms of body development, in terms of the level I could get to, or hit my full potential. At times I found it hard against them at my age and where I was at my career, because they were machines. Yeah. They were, I'm not sure the exact ages of what they are, but you knew if you played against Roy Keane or Patrick Vieira that I had to, at that age, I had to go above and beyond to live with them, or to try and, on the day, try and get the better of them. I had to go above and beyond where I was at my career to live with that level of player.
Just quickly on them, because I think it's important, because we see, especially Roy Keane on TV now, and the younger generation probably wouldn't know. And there's probably a narrative that goes around the way that I'm just a kicker, just a tackler.
No.
How would you describe something
I think football's in a place where you get more praise and respect now if you're a moments player. So, for example, you score a good goal or you get an assist, and it's stats, and it's, he's got 10 assists and 10 goals and blah, blah, blah. But if you look at the detail of a performance in and out of possession, leadership, all the components, blah, 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 there's not many better than Roy Keane when I judge a midfielder. He was always in the right position. He was tough. He was physically top in terms of being able to get about, recovery runs. He was tough in terms of physicality. He could run past you. He could recover and get back. His short game was underrated in my opinion, because he could break lines with his passing. He could change the play. He could run off you. I think he had all the components. I think obviously he scored a lot of important goals at key times. That's how I judge a midfielder. I judge a midfielder on everything. A 90-minute performance over a season, over a period of time. There's not many better than Roy Keane.
It's mad, because we obviously chat on text every now and again, and I remember you talking about Yaya Touré, another midfielder. He sometimes goes out of the conversation of the top midfielders in the Premier League. Someone like him, what did you find him hard to play against? Did you find him like that?
I think he'd have moments in the game that I'd find hard to contain, because if he went to gear 5, if you like, and decided he was going to go and burst past you, or try and drive past you, or pass and run past you, I think Yaya Touré was one of the most toughest opponents to stop. He would have 2 or 3 moments in the game that could be unstoppable, if you like. But over a 90 minutes, if you stop them 2, 3 moments, or stick with them 2, 3 moments, I'm comfortable with that. A Roy Keane or a Patrick Vieira over 90 minutes is different than that. It's different than that.
Nice, I like that. So what about in today's generation? I'm on this topic of great midfielders. Who are you looking at now in today's game and going, that's the level that I'm used to playing against and that I respect?
In the Premier League?
Yeah.
I think Declan Rice is a really, really good midfielder. I like an awful lot about him. I like the kid, I like his mentality, I like the way he's gone to the next level at Arsenal. He's adding different things to his game. I think he'd be a really tough, strong opponent, good challenge. Jude Bellingham, if he was in the Premier League, I'd love to go toe-to-toe with him. I really think that would be interesting and good. They're the 2 best at the moment, I'd say, from an English point of view. There's certain midfielders that I didn't really enjoy playing against, like the Barcelona type midfielder.
Yeah, I've been there as well.
When they're collectively together, when it's my style and you want to really go and leave a stamp on someone and get close to someone and blah blah blah, them together they were really difficult to play against. Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. I mean, what a blend of a midfield. And I look at like the likes of Pedri now and these type of players. They were the most difficult challenge for me. But the ones like your Keanes, Vieiras, people who you could go toe to toe, get close to, and have a tear up with.
Yeah. You don't really see that much now, do you? Where it's like it's me against you.
I'm not sure I could be respected as well as I got respected during my career now in today's game. I think it's changed. It's a more technical game. It's a more academy-based game, tactical.
What do you mean academy? What's that mean? Like
technical? I think academies are more technical now. The rules of the game have moved, they've evolved. Where I look at my battles against some of the players, Lamps in Champions League battles, Scholes, where you could try and leave a stamp on them, they'd try and leave a stamp on me. Vieira, Scholes, where it would be, as we were talking about earlier, the box and a toe-to-toe, like 90-minute battle over the course of the game.
Yeah, that duel might actually determine the game. It doesn't really happen like that now,
it could set a tone or blah, blah, blah. Now for me, the rules, tackling's not as thing, or leaving a stamp, or physicality, it's a more friendlier atmosphere, it's a more safer game. I like football, the generation before, that for me, but that's the generation I played in. For me now, it's a little bit more technical. You get booked for nothing now. Yeah. You can go off a football pitch for nothing.
You could get a few more red cards.
And that's what would concern me now. Could I be the Steven Gerrard that played in our generation? Could that be now? I'm not sure. I'd have to adapt. I'd have to adapt, and I think it'd take a lot away from my style.
Talking about your style,
I think Scholes now
would be a joke.
Hands down, would be the best midfielder in the Premier League. Fact.
Do you think that? Yeah,
I do. Yeah, because Scholes for me was very much an in possession controller of a midfield, controller of a game. Yeah. Can switch the play. You get close and he could pop it round you. He can play the outside of his foot. He can switch the play, score important goals, make the last pass. Scholes' thing for me was, can you get him doing the other side of the game?
Running the other way.
Can you take him the other way? Can you be physical with him? He'll get booked against you. These type of things you could maybe try and get the better of him the other way. But I'm not sure in the stage game you could leave one on Scholes, for example. So he would have everyone terrorised in the Premier League. I'm telling you right now, he would have everyone terrorised in the Premier League now. He'd be the best midfielder in the Premier League now, hands down. I probably wouldn't.
I think you're doing yourself a disservice, I've got to be honest.
I probably wouldn't, because I probably wouldn't be on the pitch.
Yeah, that might be a big issue.
For long enough.
Just talking
but you
about,
get what I mean, don't you? His style.
Yeah, Scholes is the type, if you can't get near him and affect him like you're saying, and get your hands on him or make him do other parts of the game.
He'd have a huge influence on the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge influence on the game.
Just talking about styles and bits and bobs about people's identity as a player, what is it in your game do you think is probably an undervalued element of your game that people don't really talk about as much?
I think I was quicker than what people think in terms of covering ground, like recovery runs or bursting past people or running without the ball. I was probably slightly quicker than what people give me credit for.
100%.
And that went towards the back end of my career.
It leaves us all.
And I think that's the reason why maybe Brendan tried to shape me more into a deeper, Scholesy type midfielder, more of a controller, playing from a bit deeper. But when I was in my prime years and I felt really good and physically good, I had like a rangy stride that could cover the ground quick, going both ways.
Where was the best Steven Gerrard?
I would say 2005 to 7 was really good. I was injury free for quite a bit of it.
And what position was you playing then?
Rafa had tactically got me in a really good place as well. I think in my early years I was a bit of a free spirit, maybe lost my position a little bit too much, but got a lot of rewards from doing that by taking a lot of risk and gambling a lot. But Rafa really got me to understand the tactical side of the game, more game intelligence, different IQ. So from 4 to 7 I felt really strong. Can't really remember the period after 7, but then I had a period around 9, 10 and 11 where I felt really good as well.
Was you playing in the 10th position?
Yeah, I'd become a little bit more behind Torres. I had Alonso and Mascherano behind me. And that spine of that team was really good.
How did that team not win?
Because of Hughes.
Yeah, but
Hughes
if you'd have stayed together,
we should have won a league. So there's an element of us.
When you name them players like that, that's when you start going.
We had that spine was just good enough. Good enough. Obviously, 2014 again. That one still haunts me. Of course, I say it a lot. But even before that, I think we should have picked one. We should have got one. But for us, we had Fergie and the United team, the class of '92, that were all top Premier League players. That, and it's not luck, but we never had that at Liverpool, where 7 or 8 were that level. And then United were spending on the likes of yourself and Van Nistelrooy. They obviously had a natural leader in Keane. They had a freak in Giggs. We only really had one £30 million player that was the superstar at Liverpool, your Torres. Then it became Suarez. But we only really had one superstar. It was Michael Owen. Was Fowler, in my time, Fowler was the superstar when I came in. Then we had Michael Owen was the superstar. Torres came in after a bit of a lull where we didn't have a superstar. Torres, then it became Suarez. I always felt Manchester United always had 3 or 4 superstars, and then the class of
solid ones around it.
Solid ones around.
Was you ever like, when you look back?
I never ever felt our Liverpool team was as strong as you. I always felt like we had to go above and beyond to get a result against you. That's how it used to feel.
You talked about the spine though, that team, and you named them players there: Alonso, Mascherano, yourself, Torres, and later.
That was built. That was the closest we'd come.
Did you? I'm just going on in that. Was you frustrated maybe at times about elements of the recruitment? I'm not asking you to name names, but elements of the recruitment to actually enhance that spine that you already had in the club.
But yeah, we got recruitment badly wrong at times. Badly wrong at times. I'll give you one example. We had the chance to sign Nicholas Anelka or El Hadji Diouf, and we bought El Hadji Diouf on the back of a 4 or 5 game period in a World Cup, when we could have bought someone on the back of 5-6 years. That was a decision. I don't know who made the final decision. That was one example of us as a club getting it wrong, because that is one of the biggest mismatches you could debate. El Hadji for Nicholas Anelka. That is.
Anelka's one of the hardest players I've played against. One of the top 3 hardest I've played against.
Yeah, and he came into our sessions, Anelka, coolest man ever, calm, relaxed. You just knew he had that aura and that confidence in himself that he was ready to win. He was ready to help Liverpool win more or get closer to you guys or wherever it was. And Anelka was coming in and he was a level above. He was a level above. And then a decision was made, and honestly, it was a complete mismatch. That was one example I'll give you where I couldn't believe what was happening.
Just to take you back, we spoke about Manchester United and Liverpool, that rivalry, and I was a Londoner coming up to Manchester. I didn't realise what the fire between the 2 clubs. What did it mean to you, that rivalry?
I don't want to play it up too much, or I'd never ever play it down. I think it is what it is. It was there well before me and you. It'll be here forever. You've got 2 huge institutions that are built on success. 2 ginormous fan bases.
Proud fan bases as well.
Yeah, unbelievable. And obviously there's this rivalry and blah, 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 but similar in terms of, where the stadiums are, the surrounding areas, blah, 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 what it means to your person that saves up and buys a ticket and goes and supports the team. There's a lot of similarities in both clubs, so you can't play it down, but at the same time, I don't want to sit here like this big hero who tries to make out that it's bigger than it is. It was a huge, very important game of football that meant the world and everything to me in that moment.
Is there a moment you remember that stands out for you in them games?
Yeah, well, listen, in my first early Manchester United games, we were tortured. playing against Andy Cole, York, Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, Keane. That team would come to even Anfield and would be a level above the team that I first broke into. So a lot of hurt and a lot of pain in the early things. And then there was a game where we came to Old Trafford and I think Danny Murphy scored the winning goal.
Kick.
And we hadn't, the free kick, But we also, I think we got a result as well. I played a pass to Danny Murphy and he lobbed the keeper. I think Bartes was in goal at the time. So we were starting to get a bit of confidence and belief. And we were growing and building into a better team. But it's sort of brought into you from being a local lad a lot earlier than when you play at first team level. So I'd have played against Richie Wellens, Wes Brown, who you'll have played with earlier on, 13, 14, 15. John Curtis, all these players. We'd have played against all them in the youth team. So we'll have been well primed more than you coming in as a signing for United. So it was always fixture lists, whatever age group, when are we playing Everton, when are we playing Manchester United.
Just on that rivalry, I remember Rafa Benitez, the rant he had that time in the press conference. What was the impact on you? Because the impact on us was like we were on bikes in the gym and we see it come up. And it's interesting when you see like almost like soap opera things start happening on the news and the impact it can have in a change room. We were kind of like lifted by that. And I'd like to see what was that.
Well,
like
I got an
guys?
SMS, I think it was SMS at the time.
On the BlackBerry?
James Carragher, before the interview had finished.
Did you?
And I think I was actually typing one out to him at the same time. Rafa's world class and he's brilliant. He was brilliant for me in terms of development, personal one-to-one stuff. Quite a cold manager at times, but in terms of tactical and the best I work with. But I think that was a mistake. I understood what he was trying to do and what, these mind games at that level. When you're in the managing seat, it's different. It's different. You're trying to manage the press in a different way. But being in the players' shoes at that time, I don't think it was necessary. Because I was thinking the Manchester United lads and Alex Ferguson now were rubbing their hands together.
Oh, you thought that at the time?
Was that true?
Yeah.
There you go.
We were like punching the air, if I'm honest, on the bikes, going like, he's gone.
And Fergie was the master at that. But I think we were in a good place at that time.
Yeah.
We were in a good place, and I think it was probably the most nervous you would have been at the time.
You was 100% concerned at that time.
And that spine was coming that you spoke about. We were growing, we were building, we were getting closer. I just don't think it was necessary. That was my own personal opinion.
Would that be something you'd have mentioned to him at the time?
No, I wouldn't. I'd always have the respect of a manager and a coach to let him do it his way and blah, blah, blah. But if he'd have said to me, what did you think of me interview? I'd have just said, I don't think there was any need for it.
Some players go through a career and finish a career and they've had a very good career, sometimes top level career, but there's never a moment where people go, that was the moment. You've had countless moments from Champions League winners, FA Cup winners, the lot. What is your most memorable moment? Or one or two moments that you look back on and go, that was the
I always felt my good moments came off the back of a setback or a moment where that wasn't so good, maybe an injury or maybe a bad game or bad moments. I used to always reset myself. I was always really good at resetting, and then just people listening to this, sometimes when you get a bit of pain in your career or a setback, I was really good at using it as motivation to go and achieve something good and big. Istanbul will always be the night and the moment. Was there something in you that made you feel like you kind of, what happened? Was there something in the game, a trigger, a moment where it was like switched on, I'm going to take over the game? A bit of fear of losing would always come in. I used to always, before games or preparing for games, I used to always get like this, oh man, imagine if we lose, or what's it going to feel like to lose? I used to always have to control and fight that in terms of like, no point worrying about it now, let's get the show on the road and let's get the battle going. But within game, it was always, imagine what it'd feel like to go out of this competition, imagine what it'd feel like to lose these 3 points, and it was that used to drive me on.
So I'm going to do this.
Even more than the imagine what it'd be like to win this, or you know, it'd be more like, I'd always have that fear and that. I'm not sure fear is the right word, but I'd always want to push to not not experience that.
I totally get it.
In football, it's the worst feeling. To being injured and losing is the worst part of your career. The worst part.
I totally get what you're saying. I never. The moment I started thinking about what the feeling's going to be like when I win, it never happened. It was more the I can't lose this. We can't imagine, like you say, imagine if we do lose this, walking down the street.
I think that's the part that people from the outside don't really get, is like that pressure, that responsibility, especially when you're playing for the big clubs, because there's no rest from it.
You spoke about when you've had setbacks or negative things. Pep Guardiola said the best players in game are able to delete setbacks or a bad moment in a game and move on. Is that one of the things you're alluding to as well there?
Not all the time, because I had some bad moments and found it really hard to recover from them mentally and within the game. I suppose I used to work a lot on volume in terms of my moments, like just keep going and go and just keep going. But yeah, I suppose when I did become the captain of Liverpool, I went to the next level in terms of that, wanting it more, pushing more, fighting more, not giving up more. I suppose with age and with the responsibility of that, I think I went to the next level with that. But I couldn't always do it. Made some really high profile mistakes that I couldn't recover from, not through not wanting to or trying. It just wasn't to be. But there was a lot of times where I could, and thankfully I had that talent or that drive or that force, if you like, to just keep going and going and going and going.
Yeah, I was just sitting here listening to you. I knew anyway, but then sitting here, it just comes even more apparent that that feeling of losing is like, it's a terrible, you can't almost put it into words how much it means to you as an individual. Just to go back to the point the moment when you did slip in that game, is that something that comes up in your mind? Look, because bad things that happened to me in my career, they come in my mind more than any good thing.
I'm not sure what comes up the most. I feel good speaking about the good stuff, Istanbul, Olympiacos, the FA Cup, moments, England got... Anyway, you feel great. And when I do interviews or I see a clip on the telly or blah, 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 and I see a shit back pass I gave away for England, or I underperformed for England, missed a penalty for England, I feel shit. The Chelsea thing is exactly the same. It makes me feel shit. It is what it is. I've got to live with it. I've managed it. I control it. Does it pop up every day in my life? No, it doesn't. Do I have to accept it and be man enough? Yeah, I can't change it. But all the shit moments I have in my career, they rear themselves every now and again. But so does the good stuff. So I have to take the rough with the smooth. But I hate losing football matches. I hate underachieving. And I sit here now, still hurt by not winning the Premier League. Not just that year. Every single year I competed in it. Because I felt at Liverpool Football Club, being the captain, I should have delivered that. So I have to take the responsibility and own that. But I don't overthink about individual moments, good or bad. I just deal with them as and when they come up. But they do come in and out of my thoughts because, I suppose, because I'm human.
Talking on, fast forward onto coaching. What have you enjoyed most about coaching? Because when I've spoken to you and I've seen you, and people have asked me, oh, Stevie, I swear to you were one of the players. Frank's the same, Wayne's the same. You wouldn't have been the top 5 picks in the dressing rooms that I had, top 10 picks.
Yeah, I think when I played with you, if you'd have said to me, do you reckon you do a bit of coaching or management? I'd probably say, I doubt it. I doubt it. I say, Cara would. I'd also say maybe Frank would. He's very intelligent, so you get the impression he's very intelligent in terms of studying the game or what have you. Danny Murphy would have been another one, always interested in that side of the game. So as a player, I'd have probably said no, but see, when I stopped playing football, there was a big void for me. And even though I knew my body was ready to pack in, feelings and blah, 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 and I couldn't really be the player I wanted to be. So I was probably ready at the time. Missed it every single day, and I still miss it now as a player. And I qualified to do my badges when I went into my 30s and ended up getting my pro license. Went into Liverpool's academy, enjoyed a lot of that. But it was the managing side of it that I enjoyed, the one-to-one, motivating players, seeing that I could make a difference with a player to get more out of that individual player. And then I got the opportunity to go to Rangers, and I loved it. Rangers, I felt like it was the perfect match. And it went on from there. But it was the competing and the missing being a footballer daily, the routine, the being in the dressing room and the day-to-day routine. That was the void that, and what I still live with today is I miss that when I'm not in full-time football. I miss that void.
Well, when you're in full-time football and you was in the midst of it, what was you seeing in terms of like players and the desires, the habits, etc.? What was you seeing as going well, as a player? It's really changed.
The fascinating thing for me was, I think the generation that I've been coaching in recently, last 7 or 8 years, is very different to the generation of us and the generation before, I would say. So it's been fascinating for me to try and adapt a little bit and you know, try and be in the now, in terms of managing the individual and trying to get the best out of the individual. It's slightly different than how I used to manage players as a captain, if you like, because you could be a bit more honest, a bit more forceful, if you like. And I've really enjoyed the journey so far. Of course, I've had a couple of tough moments and lost my job at Aston Villa, which was really tough because I found the last 6 or 7 games really tough because I felt like I couldn't pull it back. And it's frustrating when you're in that position. Because when you're doing your best, you're even doing more. You're working harder, you're doing more, and you just can't pull it back because you know that the dressing room's maybe not going to help you pull it back. That was tough. Saudi experience, I've loved it. I've loved it because I got the opportunity to really coach and learn and
away from the spotlight almost as well, in terms of
different type of pressure. Different type of pressure. Still at a club that wanted to win and still demanding, but a different type of demand, more of a supportive type of demand where you can evolve and grow as a coach. And living away, because I was in Liverpool for such a long time, I'm really enjoying that different cultures and taking myself and my family out of the comfort zone. The Villa thing was really tough at the end because the first 6 months of Villa, I felt like we had control of it and we had Villa where maybe we should have had them. I think the stats, if you like, were saying that we had them in the top 8-9 teams in the league from taking them at 17, so we were really in a good place. But I lost control of it quickly and it deteriorated quickly and I found it hard to get it back. That was tough and frustrating. But look, this is the difference from being a player to a manager. It's a completely different role.
You can impact the game, can't you, as well?
It's a completely different role. You're managing a dressing room, you're managing characters and personalities, and the 3 different groups that I've had have all been different in you know, different characteristics, different groups, very different. So it's been fascinating to manage and coach them 3 different groups, but I've loved it so far. I'd love another go at some point. I want to change a few things and improve a few things and come back fresh with a few different people around myself. I'd love another couple of challenges doing this. And that's what I'm working on in the background at the moment. A few different ideas, a few different people around me. How do
you do that? Do you like interview a few people or have coffees with a few people?
I'll speak to people off the record in private, get a feel for where they're at. The first thing I try and do is I know where I'm strong and I know there's areas where I need good support and I need special skill sets to make me better and stronger in terms of my staff and my group. I felt like I had that to a T at Rangers. I had it to a T. A lot of coach changes at Aston Villa and over in Saudi that I don't think helped me from a personal point of view. So yeah, now enjoying family time and doing a lot of things that I haven't been able to do, like going to Grand Prix, doing exhibition games with ex-teammates and superstars. That type of stuff's been great, but there's a part of me that still feels that there's a bit of unfinished business in terms of wanting to go in and face another couple of exciting challenges. But I want a certain type of challenge. If in an ideal world they come available, I'll jump at them. If they don't, I won't go back in. I want to be at a team that's going to compete to win, because I think that suits me better.
It's funny because Michael Owen spoke about it on the interview as well, didn't he? He spoke about players going in at levels where is like they're not accustomed to being. If you're going in the Championship or you're going in...
It's tough. It's a tough gig. Every job's challenging and tough. I'm sure it is. Every manager will probably tell you the same thing. Do
you think you'll be better if a team like that?
I think certain jobs and certain clubs would suit my style and the way I like to go about it. But I've also got time now where I'm not in a rush, where I know the right people that are out there to make me a stronger and a better coach. They're the people I need to find. Because if I get the right match with them people around me, I know and I've proved I can be successful as a manager. And that's what I'm working on in the background now. But I've had 5 or 6 really interesting phone calls since I stopped in Saudi. And I haven't been ready because I haven't got that team set around me. And the timing hasn't been right. My daughter's just had a baby. I've just become a granddad. I wasn't ready. I haven't got my staff ready. So unfortunately, them opportunities or them phone calls have come at the wrong time, if you like. But if the right call comes my way, the right club, the right challenge, and I've got my people set, which I will have at some point, I'll take that challenge on because it's in me. It's in me.
Well, good luck. I can't wait for that to happen. Talking of managers...
If it doesn't, you're going to have to put up with me for a bit longer away from it.
We're coming everyone every week. Don't worry about that. Xabi Alonso.
Player or coach? Or human?
As a manager, did you expect that?
I'm not surprised by his rise and where he's at, because as a player, student of the game, very clever, spoke sense, understood the game, all facets of the game in and out of possession. It was like you're playing with a coach when you played with him, but not in a busy way. We've played with players or you think you can talk a good game and they don't shut up in dressing rooms and you're looking at each other going, this fella. You can listen to Xabi all day long. He was a coach in a player's body, if you like. And Rafa will tell you that. The reason he brought Xabi to Liverpool was he was Rafa in, because he knew it all. His dad was an ex-player, coach, all this stuff. So no surprise, delighted for him as a human being, top, as a player, top. And I'm sure if he continues the way he's going, he's going to be a top manager as well. He's already proved in a short space of time. He's been extremely good.
Just where now he's obviously at Real Madrid. Just want to get your thoughts before we go on Trent. He's a local lad, a bit of a mirrored career in terms of coming through the system, boyhood club, becoming successful there, and then his decision obviously to go to Real Madrid. What side of the fence was you sat on?
Well, if I take me Liverpool hat on, I think any player in the game, when Barcelona and Real Madrid come, it's going to turn your head. This is me speaking without my Liverpool hat on at the moment. Real Madrid came for me with Mourinho, serious, and it hit me head. It didn't get as much traction and noise as Chelsea because it was shut down pretty quick because of the timing of it and what Real Madrid wanted me to do to manufacture that. So it never got the traction or the noise, but it hit me head. It hit me head for sure. It's Real Madrid. So without me Liverpool hat on, Real Madrid and Barcelona, whether you like it or not, if you're a United fan, Liverpool fan, blah, blah, they're two humongous clubs, and when they come, it's going to turn your head. No matter who you are, it's going to turn your head. Or you're not human. They're going to turn your head.
That's true.
So I can understand it from being in Trent's shoes. I can understand it. I get it. His best mate plays there. Maybe he wants to challenge himself. He's won everything at Liverpool. So there's a part of me that really understands it. But as soon as I put my Liverpool hat back on, I think, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're at arguably one of the best teams in Europe. You're winning things that I sit here now and still dream of winning. You're winning European Cups. You're one of the main man. The fans adore you. What are you doing? Put this with me Liverpool hat on because I love Liverpool Football Club. So
Do you agree with the stick he got though?
I understand it. I understand it. And you know the stick he got? So what? I got it. The next person that flirts with Real Madrid or Barcelona or blah blah, they're gonna get stick. We play a game with millions and millions of people that are paying good money, or they're all on social. You're gonna get a bit of stick. You're gonna get a bit of stick. It is what it is. The stick that goes above the line, I don't agree with. The abuse, or I don't agree with that with any player. That's not for me. That's just a load of bollocks. That's got to stop. But constructive criticism from a fan who's paying money and buying your shirts and blah, 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 they deserve to have an opinion. They're the same people that were like watching Trent's goals on the phone and blah, 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 or, you know, spending $3,000 to go to
Barcelona,
Dortmund to see Trent score a free kick. They're the same people that adore him, that are spending 90 quid on a shirt. You've got to accept it. Just get on with it. It is what it is. That is constructive opinions in football that you have to get on with, you have to accept. Just get on with it. And he has. He has. You know, I just think he took a big risk on. He's an extremely good footballer, very talented footballer, one of the best passers I've ever seen, and I've played with some good passers. He's up there with them. He's in the conversation with Beckham and Scholes, no problem. But to leave Liverpool Football Club where he was at in the prime years, getting offered a new contract, he took a risk on, in my opinion, and I think he's living that risk now. I hope it works for him, because I love the kid. Love the kid to bits. I wouldn't have done it.
You didn't do it.
But he's good enough to make it work. He's good enough to make it work. I wouldn't have done it.
Before we go, I've got to ask you, it's probably the biggest question, and if you want me to start a petition, I will. When's the Steven Gerrard statue going up at Anfield? I've seen loads of statues around. Where's yours?
There's enough respect, and I think the club have gone above and beyond for me. If you knew what that club had done for me, not through my career, from the moment I stopped being a Liverpool player, if you knew the respect that club would give me, it'd blow your mind. It'd blow your mind. The phone calls I've had from the top, the things that they've done for me, family, the invitations, the care, the after player respect that I've had off that club, blow your mind.
It's good
blow
answer.
your mind.
Right.
I don't need a statue to feel a love off Liverpool. There's been enough. My respect for Liverpool has only gone stronger and thicker and more fonder since the day I retired. Because in my mind, I thought you just fizzled into the Liverpool Football Club have gave me more love and care and respect since I've stopped playing for them.
Good answer. Stevie, top man. Waited a long time to get you, man.
Cheers, mate.
It was worth the wait.
I still tried to put this one off.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No, you're welcome.
Top draw. You won't struggle in an interview when you're going for a job, I'll tell you that. Fucking hell.